Hello, everybody, and welcome. As we like to do every week, we like to take a look at the past week's market activity and then kind of bounce around the market and look for something to trade. Well, if you've been following the market at all, you've seen it's been a pretty wild ride. For a few months now, we've been going essentially straight down, or kind of working our way downwards for the last 3-4 months. And then all of a sudden, in the last week, poof, whatever happened, whatever changed, everybody got confident again in the market and the economy, and they started buying. So the last week it's been shooting straight up as far as the S&P 500. Again, they always look relatively the same. If you look at NASDAQ, it's going to be a similar looking kind of graph. The only one that's the outlier is the Russell. It looks a little different. It's been much more of a downtrend the whole way, and it bounced back, but then unlike the other two, it took a dive last week as opposed to the other two. So what are we going to trade this week? Well, if you've been watching the markets at all or listening to them, you know that the bonds has been a big topic of conversation with the Fed meetings and raising rates, lowering rates, whatever they're going to do. And because of that, you can see volatility is high. In fact, it's as high as it's been in a long time, for probably a year. So the bonds have been getting creamed for the last probably year. And only in the last few weeks you've seen they've bounced back a bit. So they've kind of bounced back into a bit of a range. Volatility is high. That tells us it's time to trade bonds. So if we go to the trade page, we're going to go as close to 45 days as possible. Tomorrow this will be 46. I've saved us the trouble of bouncing around trying to find the strikes. The stock price is, just for ease of use, 88. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down $4 to the 84 put, but we're going to go up $5 to the 93 call. The reason I'm doing this is I'm skewing this slightly upwards, which means I'm putting the put side closer than the call side, which means I think there's a better chance over the next 45 days that bonds trend higher than lower because they're kind of near their lows of the last year. They bounce back a bit. Hopefully, with this trade, we're going to leave it more room to the upside. If things, for whatever, turn around and people get high on bonds again, they're going to shoot up, so we want to leave more room to the upside. At least that's my assumption. And then, of course, we're going to buy the call and the put that are $2 away, turning this into a $2 wide iron condor. And as long as we collect 66 cents or more, that is our trade for tomorrow. So assuming everything stays the same and the stock opens at $88, we're going to go down $4, up $5, create a $2 wide iron condor. And as long as we're collecting 66 cents or more, this is a good trade. If we don't, then we start pulling sides in closer to collect more credit until we do reach that number, the minimum being 66. And that is our trade for tomorrow in TLT, the bond market. I am excited to let you know I've completed a book that is now available to everyone that wants to get it, called Learn to Trade in 7 Days. This is a book that will take you from absolute ground zero, as far as knowing absolutely nothing about options, all the way to trading them. Now, I'm so intent on getting this book to you because I really believe it is such a valuable resource for anybody and everybody that I'm going to offer an incredible deal on this, so stick with me on this. But before we get there, I want to show you what the book entails. The book is broken down into 7 days. Day 1 being, what is an option? You'll learn everything about options themselves. We'll compare stocks versus options. Then we'll get into basic option strategies like the vertical. And finally, we'll wrap it up with how to trade verticals, and then the making and managing of trades, which is, to me, the key to success long term above all. Now, as I mentioned, if you get into it now, if you go to this link, you can get this book for only $9.99. And I know that may not appeal to a lot of people because a lot of people aren't into books, but I'm so intent on getting you this book because I really believe it is such a valuable resource to anybody and everybody that I'll also throw in any one of my courses right here available on Udemy right now. So for only $9.99, you not only get the book itself, but you get one free course, which can be valued for as much as $100 depending on when and where you buy these courses. Again, just go to this link here and it'll take you to this page where, as you can see, you'll get the book and one of my courses for only $9.99. So really can't be beat. So again, just to reiterate, go to this link here. You will get my book, which you can hang on to forever, and I really believe is such a vital resource. I'm throwing in a course to really get you motivated to buy this book. That's how important I really believe this book is. The book and one of my courses for only $9.99 simply by going to this link. Please jump on this opportunity. It is something you really will be happy you did.